How you doing, everyone? It's Kevin. I'm back with another little video here. A lot of people would think, yeah, what kind of video is this? Fixing a porch light. Well, this porch light's made out of like a pewter metal. It's not something you're going to weld. It's actually really hard to work on. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to fix this porch light and see what you think. Okay, this is what he gave me. He gave me this piece here. He says the wire's too short to go in here. So we're going to have to replace some wire. We're going to have to put some wire, add some wire to this. And then he showed me this. These two bolts still got the metal on them. Both of them. What happened was somebody either leaned on this thing or bent it or something, because it actually broke it right out of the inside here. Just tore it right out of there. So what we got to do is put this guy back in here the way it's supposed to be, and put some new wire on it. So we're going to be working on these couple things here. Well, I'll show you how I'm going to fix this. Okay, we got the two bolts out of there. I want to show you guys. Look just how thin that metal is that was holding that light on the wall. That's so thin. So we got a couple big holes now where these were in here, pretty big ones. So we got to cover them holes up. So what I thought I'd do is I'm going to mount this thing on here, back on, and I cut me some nice plates of steel that we'll put in behind this, and I'm going to JB weld these guys right into place. I cut a big one for down here and a small one for at the top, and then we'll be able to screw this thing back together and we'll JB weld these back on. So that's what we're working on right now. We'll go ahead, these are just 1/8" steel, just little plates. And this is going to make a good backing for this to sit on. Okay, you can see our big broken hole there. Now, I told you guys I always got rubbing alcohol. We're going to get some rubbing alcohol. We're going to clean that up a little bit so our JB weld will stick to it. So we're just going to squirt a little bit of that on the corner, and we're going to clean this up. Now, I just put the other screw in just to hold it into place until I get this one done. And then we'll put that screw in, and then that one there we'll take out and redo that one. Now, let me show you guys something. That's okay. This is what we're doing first. We got that. I'm going to go ahead and mix some JB Weld. We'll get that thing in there first. Alright, we got us some JB Weld here. All mixed up. We're going to put some on both sides of this guy right here. Put some on this side. Then we're going to put some on the other side. Right up in there, that's where it's going to be hitting this piece of metal. So we'll go ahead and line this up on there, and I'll get our screw and we'll stick it in there. See, what we want to do is we want it to hold it into place. This thing hold it in place till our glue dries, our JB Weld down in there. Be messy. Okay, now that's pretty snugged up right there. That's pretty daggone good. So now we gotta work on the other side. We'll do the same thing we did with that one. We'll get this screw here taken out. Get this one taken out. And then we'll wipe that off with some good alcohol. So we got a good clean surface. Dry it up a little bit. Get our little screw and our plate ready. Stick the rest of this JB Weld. It's already starting to set up a little bit. I guess I could have put it on both sides of this. Some on that side and some on that side. Stuff could be messy. So we'll just lay that down on there. Get it lined up with our wherever we need it to go in. Snug her up. Okay, not such a big deal here. Oh, now it might be. Well, let's see. I might have to get a longer screw. I don't think that's long enough. At least we're lined up now. That's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to get a longer screw. A little bit longer than that one, because this is a little thicker now. But it lines up perfect, so I'm going to run over there and look and see if I can get me another screw to put in there. Gotta go to them junk drawers, find that screw. Okay, you want to talk a needle in a haystack. This thing was hard to find, and then when I found it, it was too long. I had to cut it off, and just a big bunch of stuff there. But I think we could get her down on there now and get her attached. That stuff is almost dry. It's starting to set up already pretty good, so we're going to get this guy down on here. Get it screwed in there. That last one just wasn't quite long enough. So hopefully this one will work out better. I don't want to break it. I think that's as tight as I can get it. That's pretty tight. Tighten this one down a little more. Okay. Well, that's the whole thing wiggling there, so it's not too bad. I think it's going to be okay. So now while that's drying up, we're going to get the wires strung through this thing, get it set back up so we can get it back on the wall. Now up here, you can see right there where that is open there. We'll see what we can do with that too to fix it up for him. We don't want it looking like junk. We want it to look like it's supposed to be used again. Okay, what I've done is I found an old piece of extension cord. What we need to do is extend onto these wires because they're too daggone short now. Can't get them in there. So what we got to do is extend onto them. And I just took this old piece of extension cord and I cut a little slice down the edge of it. I'm just going to pull these out. And now, it was an old extension cord. We're going to reuse some of this. We're going to use a couple pieces of it, actually. So we're going to go ahead and solder this wire on here so we'll have nice long wires so he can snip them off wherever he wants them and be done with it. So let's get to hooking this wire up. Give me a little flux in these guys. Okay, that looks like a pretty good solder on there. We'll get the other one the same way. Okay, now we got both the wires soldered. What I'm going to do is I have some of this stuff right here. It's just like it's a nice little coating you put on there and you heat it up and it shrinks up right nice and tight against the right where you put your solder in there. So I'm just going to slide this guy down on this tube. Get her down on there. This is probably real cool. You don't want to do these when they're real hot now. Okay, now we got it down on there. Hey, somebody on my channel told me, hey, just turn on your soldering gun and take it up nice and close and it'll melt that on there. So I'm going to give it a try and see if it'll do it. This gun gets pretty hot. I normally just take a match over it, but hey, if this works, it'll work well for me too. So we just don't want that. We want that to shrink up on there real tight. It's pretty hot. It's shrinking up too. Hey, thanks guys. Don't think I don't learn from you guys too. This is pretty cool. I don't want to melt it. I get it up as close as I can without melting it. It worked. Okay, now we'll get us a piece of black. Look how nice and tight that is on there. We'll get us a piece of black and we'll put on this one here. Let's see if I have any small black in here. This ain't real small, but it might work on there. I better use a piece of the white. It ain't gonna hurt anything. I don't have any real small black, so that's okay. It'll be way up in there. We'll never see it anyhow. So let's get this guy on here and get it shrunk up on there too. At least we're staying with the same color when we come out the other end. Okay, I took the top off of this. We're going to go ahead and just fish these wires down through here. This is going to be a tough one. There's no doubt this is going to be a tough one. But I think we can get it. Now we got to get each one of these wires down in there. So, let me see. I'll be right back. Alright, I just fished my lines up through here. Now what I got to do is get them down through this guy here. I noticed that this top thing right here, this plate on there, this knob here on the top come out. So hopefully this will help us get them turned and get them around that corner in there. So we're going to work on that. Tell you what, I got a piece of floral wire here. I'm going to run this piece of floral wire through here first and see if we can get it to come out the other end on the bottom. Well, it's up in there, so we could just push it down through with a screwdriver here. Got it down there so far. Alright, now we got the floral wire out through there. What I'll do is I'm going to take these, I'm going to tie these to this floral wire and see if I can pull them back up in there. So I'm going to go ahead and strip a little bit of these guys off. Hopefully we can get them to stay on there. We don't need all this wire, we got way too much, but I always rather have too much and let them cut some off and not have enough. So I'm just going to tie these guys, twist them together like so. Then we'll take this floral wire, go up in the center of them. Make sure I don't pull it out the other side, and then I'm going to twist this side around. And I'll twist this around this direction. Hopefully, we'll put a little bit of tape on there, and hopefully we can drag them two wires right down through there. Yeah, that should be enough. Don't want it too fat. Be hard to get around that corner. Alright, let's give it a try. Now hopefully we could tug this thing around that bend. Hopefully. You don't care how slow it goes, as long as it goes. That's the biggest thing, you want them to go, and there they are. Check it out. Little piece of floral wire. We got our wires back in there. Now we got to make that bend right there. That's going to be a tough one there. I'm going to bend them a little bit already. Okay, we got it. Check that out, eh? That worked out fine. Now we got some long wires over there. All we got to do is get this guy screwed in here a little bit. Hopefully, don't twist that too much. Hurt them wires. I just need a few twists in there to keep that thing on. I think that's good right there. Now we're going to go ahead and snug this guy up. I'm going to try to twist this wire a little bit too. in the same direction that I'm twisting this guy, I'm going to twist that too so it goes all the way around. I'm just twisting the wires as I twist that piece there. Alright, I think we're close enough in there. So we'll get this guy snugged up down in here and get her put back together. It's looking good though. I think it's looking like it could be used again. That's for sure. Alright, let's get this guy put together. Well, I know this thing's a little bit dirty and dusty, but I'm not going to let it go back like that. I'm going to clean this thing up with some, I like to use purple power. Many of you guys know about purple power. I'll have to do a video on it, man. The purple power is some of the best stuff around to clean, especially in your garage. I got a bottle over here somewhere. Here it is, over here on the counter. Check this stuff out. Now, this ain't the original bottle it comes in, but it's definitely purple, and it does have power. This stuff cleans like you wouldn't believe. So, get this thing turned down. Here we go. Nice little squirt. Spray. So we're going to just clean this guy up a little bit. Make sure it looks nice and pretty. And then we still got to seal them 2 cracks up there. So hang in there. We'll see how it goes. Get this guy cleaned up. Alright, we got it cleaned up a little bit there, and now what we're going to do is we're going to put some of this painter's caulk. This is, it says 35 years, it's paintable caulk. We're going to put it down in these little places here. See, I think it's white too, so I think he's in good shape. Anyhow, let's get her down in there. And what we're going to do is we're just going to fill up right here where we left those little gaps in there. And when that dries, that'll get nice on there, and you'll never know that this guy was actually repaired. This will be a pretty nice little setup, I think. So we'll turn it around. We'll do the other side just the same. We'll fill this down in this crack so they can't see it. Now, a lot of people are not going to notice this. So we're just going to wipe it around there, clean it up the best we can. And to make it look the same, we'll go ahead and put some on the bottom too. So it looks like it's supposed to be like that. Just take your finger and just kind of smush it around the corner. Wipe it off. Okay. Not too bad. I mean, instead of throwing it in the garbage, we got a light here that we could get many, many years out of. So, pretty cool, I think. Well, these little projects like this, I love to do stuff like this. I like to take something somebody was going to throw away and bring it back to life so they could get some use out of it. This is actually a really nice light. This light should last many, many years, as long as nobody hangs on it or anything. And I wouldn't throw your coat up on these things. If you throw your coat up on there, they're so thin and metal, they just snap right off. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe, leave me thumbs up, thumbs down, or a comment if you'd like. Don't forget, click the bell down there if you want them alerts. Till next time.